Good Tuesday morning. In 2 Kings chapter 2, we see the story of Elijah transferring the mantle, the symbolism of God's power and presence, to his successor, Elisha. And Elijah asked, "What is it that I can do for you?" And Elisha says, "Give me two portions of your spirit." Not out of greed or not trying to outdo Elijah, but that he recognized what Elijah did, how Elijah persevered, was through God's power. And it was also a probably, let me say, it references in Deuteronomy 21:17 because Elijah is acting as Elisha's spiritual father. So he's asking for two portions, which would be like the eldest son getting a double portion of the inheritance from his father. And so Elijah says, okay, so if you see me when I'm taking up, it'll happen. Because that's a tough thing. But just watch. And if you see me, the chariots of fire driven by the horses came that represented God's power and presence and took Elijah up in a whirlwind. He transferred from earth to heaven without dying, just like Enoch. But the mantle that represented, just like Moses had the staff, the mantle represented God's power. It fell on the ground, and Elisha picked it up, and he walked back to the Jordan River where he had seen Elijah roll that mantle up and strike, and the Jordan River parted, right side and left side, and they stepped over. So he stood there and he said, "Where is the Lord?" Not saying, "Hey, I don't know if there's a Lord or not," but he's saying, "Lord, show me. Show me that you have given me this power." He struck the water with the mantle and it parted. And 50 sons of the prophet standing from afar off saw this. They witnessed it, and they came and bowed down to Elisha because they know Elisha will now carry on. God has given him a double portion of his spirit. God is with him. God has anointed Elisha to carry on. On the track field, we see boys and girls, men and women passing that baton to the next person. They have run their course, and it's time for the next one. I'm standing in a cemetery, and the names of the people here, they have ran their course, but they left legacies because God implanted purposes, plans, gifts, and talents within each of us to be used for his glory and to edify his people. So we're not bound by age, we're not bound by handicap, disability, financial resources. God has everything we need. So when the mantle is passed to you, run your race and run it with the Lord. Ask him to give you the Spirit. Trust and obey. 2 Kings verses 2 through 19. I love you. God loves us. He so wants us to love one another. And God willing, I'll see you the next day. Bye.